Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Crying Suns. And in the last episode, guys, the Odysseus made its way through the second cluster of the holy systems. And we've got one more to go, but Pope Zenon, the leader of the Church of the Singularity, awaits us at the Fold Gate. Fortunately, though, we're in pretty good shape, all things considered. We have no fuel, but we are here at the border shop, so let's go ahead and get ourselves 4. And 1 commando, why not? And that leaves us with 533 scrap. And in terms of our upgrades, we just have 2 upgrades to make to our squadron docks and 1 to our hull structure, and we're good. Like, that's a really good spot to be in before heading into the final sector. So let's go ahead and, if we have a lot of squadrons running interference, I don't think we have to worry about an additional hull structure. So let's do that. That gives us 4 drones to launch out, which is awesome. Our next upgrade will be another hull structure, and if we get that other 450, that'll just be icing on the cake. Let's go ahead and just put another boomer drone down, and let's take a look at what we have to deal with here. We need to find... I think if we head up from Delta Lucia to row Cocha Borealis here, we could be in decent shape, because once we're here, we should be able to tell if the Omniforge is in these 3 systems. Unfortunately, if it's down here at this system, we're out of luck. But it's the best odds are to do this. So, we've got 2 anomalies here and 5 planets to visit. Let's go ahead and go to the Al-Sud system. See what awaits us. Oh, pirates. Pirate ship, sir. Incoming message! Admiral, don't attack. At least, not yet. I know it's going to be hard for you to believe me. The whole Imperial pirate relationship is a pretty complicated one, I know. But I'm trying to mutiny on this ship. I got a favor to ask. If you can attack the ship, it could distract Captain Strobe and really help me and mine pull this thing off. Will you help me or not? Now, we can go ahead and help with this, but the thing is that they're still going to be pirates. They're still going to raid and cause chaos here in this sector. Fortunately, we have a specialist that can actually rob the ship while the pirates fight each other, which I think is going to be the best option. Now could be a good time to infiltrate this ship, Captain.
Pirate a pirate. I like it, sir. I have just the person for the job.
Reporting for duty, sir. Infiltrate that pirate ship, Lieutenant. It's no Imperial crime to steal from thieves. Consider it done, sir. Yeah, we got ourselves a spy in the last episode as well. Sir, I found a bit of scrap, but not yet the motherlode. Now I'm standing in front of 3 doors. I think the jackpot's behind one of them, but I only have time to open one. Those pirates are closing in on me. What should I do? Oh, we got a okay, I've never seen this one before. Ask a specialist officer knowledgeable on pirates. What do you think should be done, Lieutenant? Sir, I could be wrong, but I don't think the treasure is behind the doors. I think it's in the floorboards. Check out the floorboards, Lieutenant. Then get back to the ship. That's unexpected. It was the right call, sir. Oh, that was actually supposed to be her talking. It was the right call, sir. I was standing on it the whole time. Ooh, 96. I like that. Let's go ahead and pump up our hull structure. And we're in good shape. And we're just going to let the pirates fight it out. I'm sure they'll be fine. Now we've got planetary defense turret wreckage and an anomaly. That's an Imperial ship.
I don't recognize your ship. Must be a decoy meant to lower my defenses. You be wise to prepare for battle.
Oh, we're going to actually take on an Imperial ship. That's unfortunate. So the Imperial ships are very well rounded, and you can see here they've got shields, 2 health bars, fighters, drones, frigates, a piercer laser, and a force field generator. Apply invincibility effect to target unit or battleship system for 4 seconds. Alright, well, that's unfortunate for them. And we've got EMP towers around. We need to avoid those if at all possible. And I want to focus on those weapons. Look at all these things. How awesome is that? And I'm going to have this boomer intercept. And you're just going to pop right up here. There we are. Tesla field generator is on. We're going to have it attack this frigate. We're going to go ahead and continue. Actually, start working on the squadrons now. Another boomer needs out. And we're about to be able to shoot our main gun. Uh-oh. And that should be it. So we basically ended up having to take down one of our own, which is no bueno. I'm sure Idaho is not particularly thrilled with that, and no one's going to bring it up to him either. Alright, we're going to lose between 0 and 1 commandos with Kara, but we'll only bring back between 37% and 64% of available resources. With Mina, we'll get 79 to 100, but we'll lose between 0 and 7 commandos. But I think since it's the last sector, we can go ahead and rock that out. Take a calculated risk. How does a spy not have sharp senses? Or hacking skills? Dark Matter Cannon Mark III. Ooh. That's paying dividends. Aw, fuel. Yeah, fighting's not exactly Mina's forte. She's a good pilot, though. I think we're just gonna try and get to the extraction point. Only lost 2. See, if we had evacuated, we would have lost all of these except for these 2. So sometimes it is best just to soldier on. So what is this dark matter cannon? Units can't move through or stay on targeted cells for 8 seconds. So it doesn't do any damage, it's literally designed to just create a force field that blocks them. That's interesting, but I think the Tesla generator is a little bit more useful to us at the moment. Upgrades. Yeah, all we're doing is saving up for stuff at the shops or for that additional squadron dock. And then we can just overwhelm enemies with sheer numbers. And there's the Omniforge. Alright. That was a good call. Oh crap, another one. Imperial battleships, Fellow Imperial battleship. Who am I speaking with? This is Admiral Ellis Idaho of the NS Odysseus. Yeah, and I'm Pope Zenon. Anyway, I'm glad I bumped into another Imperial. Just about all of my crew has abandoned ship, and well, I'm about to do the same. What's the point of going on fighting? No one's going to turn the Omnis back on. Might as well enjoy the little time we have left. But look, we've got some scrap still left on the ship. More than I can take with me. It's yours if you want it. So long, Admiral Ellis, Idaho. Wow. A positive outcome, but this is definitely a bittersweet system. Like, it seems like the entire Imperial fleet, or at least what's left of it, is just coming apart at the seams. At least here in the Outer Rim.
Got Captain Lean for you, sir.
Sir, I hope you don't mind, but I've been talking to R&D about building a Neuro Commando virtual program. Thanks to some course tech we picked up a while back, I think it's possible and could really bump up our commando numbers. Of course, no guarantees here, sir. You'll still require scrap, and it still might not churn out killing machines, good soldiers.
50-50 chance, huh? Well, we can always buy troops here if we need to. Let's get going on the program at once, then.
You really think it sounds promising? I mean, I'll let you know when the trainees have finished the program. Thank you, sir.
Sounds like it's going well.
The training program was a failure, sir. Well, I guess our tech was a little too intense. The trainees lost the ability to separate reality from virtual reality and descended into madness. Thing is, I was hooked up too. Virtual trash worms weren't half as scary as they are in real life. Guess they weren't commando material after all. So few of us are.
We lost some scrap. That's alright, though. Okay, we're gonna visit the shop. Wow. What does she have? We've got a good group of allies right here. We've got a Tesla Field Generator XL. Holy crap. That is significantly better than the one that we have. First things first, we'll buy some fuel. I think we're good with 10 commandos. We'll just leave that there. That's a Tesla Field oh, man. But it's got a delay of 50 seconds. I mean, it's going to kill everything in a general area. Apply invincibility effect to target ship. Or battleship system for 4 seconds. You know what? I like that force field generator. I think what we may do is let's sell our dark matter cannon and our Tesla field generator. It wasn't doing that much damage anyway. And we'll actually be able to put a force field generator on one of our spots. Because we also have Ali here, who could do the exact same thing. The absorb shield every 15 seconds, but this will do the exact same thing. Though that would be very, very useful. Well, we already sold our secondary weapon, so let's just go ahead and do this. Anything else that we need to go ahead and sell? No, I want to keep all of those ships just in case. Cool. Equip that. And that should finish this system off. Yep. To the next one. And then we'll just head in a straight line here. And hopefully have enough fuel to actually make the Omni Forge profitable.
Civilian ship, sir. Incoming message. LSEP, we help. The message is completely scrambled, sir. I can't make heads or tail of it. Sun must have fried their comm system. What do you want to do about this ship, Admiral?
Let's attempt to contact the ship again. Try contacting them again, Lieutenant.
Trying, sir. Nothing but fuzz. If we want to talk to them, we'll have to do it in person. We could, but in my experience, talking to humans in person is much, much worse. Best to do it from afar.
Well, let's go ahead and investigate the civvy ship. I forgot what this one is. Lean, check out the ship with the team. Looks like comm capabilities will be limited, so you'll have to return to report your findings.
On our way, Admiral. Sir, I'm back.
What did you find, Captain?
Sir, the message was a warning not to come any closer. The Neo-In reactor was unstable from the high solar interference.
Was?
It blew up, sir. And so did the civilian ship along with it. But there's more. Sir, we lost our team. Our men and women. They were on the civvy ship. They're gone.
What were they doing on that ship, Captain?
Unable to communicate with our ship, I had to make a snap decision. Given the situation, I thought they should board the ship to help get the civvies get off. I made the wrong call, sir. I made the worst call you can make.
Captain, I can't fault you for trying to save civilian lives. It was the right thing to do.
It makes me feel a little better to hear you say that. Thank you, sir. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna try and drown the rest of these feelings in the strongest battleship brew I can find.
Ew. Man, poor Lean's had a rough go of it in this sector. Alrighty. 8 fuel. That looks good. And we got another turret wreckage. Oh, thank the machines you're here. This ship is trying to siphon Neo-In off of our station.
Second incoming transmission, sir.
Don't believe a word she says. I saw they were low on fuel, so I was trying to give them some of mine is all. I know the Omni shut down, but we can still be kind to one another, can't we?
I wonder what this guy is worse at. Telling the truth or stealing Neo-In?
Ooh. Let's put him in the brig. Captain, go get our friend and put him in the brig. That should sober him up. Aye, aye, sir. Sir, we put him in the brig. Had quite the little setup on his ship. Guy's been making Neo-In rot gut for years. Who said science was dying? Goes by the name of Vaughn, sir. For what it's worth, he says he met you once. Most likely he's never met the original me. But I'll pay him a visit nonetheless. I'm interested in what he has to say.
I wouldn't believe a word what he says, Admiral. He's clearly unstable.
I'll keep that in mind, machine. Back in the brig.
I don't believe it. It is you. Admiral Idaho as I live and breathe.
And why wouldn't it be?
Because you died. Or at least I believed until now.
My captain tells me we met once.
You wouldn't remember me, Admiral. I wasn't highly ranked.
You were in the fleet?
Yes. Many years ago. The first fleet. I was discharged. Always had a problem with the drink. Ensign Vaughn. I flew on the Hyperion too. And that was a long time ago. I have a sneaking suspicion you have other questions too.
And tell me, why is it you believe me dead?
But surely you've heard the story yourself, Admiral.
The story? Yes. But I'd like to hear your version. There's so many.
Well, on Ganema, a planet in the House Kosh-Buenda sectors, there once existed a group of people called the Survivalists. As incomprehensible as it is, these people believe the Empire would be better off without the Omnis. Crazy talk, I know. I mean, I don't worship the things, but the idea that we'd be better off without them is just plain wrong. After years of abuse at the hands of House Kosh-Buenda, their numbers down to only a few thousand, they knew they had to fight back or be wiped off the stars. So after years of secretly amassing weapons and resources, they rebelled one day, 26 years ago, 6 years before the shutdown. House Kosh-Buenda never saw it coming. After quickly overwhelming local troops and destroying local Omnis, who, limited by their Rubicon, were unable to defend themselves, they shut down the local folder. Oberon, rightfully fearing these terrorists, feared they might attack other planets, sent you and Vice Admiral Okakwo to quash the rebellion and protect his subjects. But because the folder was down, it took you and your battleship 5 years to reach Ganema from Elysium. And by the time you arrived, the survivalists were ready for you. More than ready. They had turned Ganema into a veritable war machine. You asked for their surrender, but it was useless. They weren't going back to the way things were before. To their way of thinking, they were finally free. They'd finally secured a future for themselves. You and Okonkwo attacked, but soon discovered your few ships were outmatched by theirs. Then, Admiral, you made the ultimate sacrifice. You ordered the other ships to stockpile their Makers of Darkness, the Telos nukes, on a single ship. Your ship. Okonkwo begged you not to do it, but you knew it had to be done. For Oberon and for the good of the Empire. And alone you crashed your ship into Ganema, setting off an immense chain reaction and vitrifying those terrorists and saving the Empire at the same time. The rebellion had been put down, but not without a cost. Back home in Elysium, your death was mourned by hundreds of thousands. And Oberon, with the eyes of the Empire upon him, proclaimed you the greatest hero the Empire had ever known. But now I know it's all untrue. You didn't die. You survived Ganema. But why, Admiral? Why were we told that story in the first place?
I don't want to... You know what? I would tell you why, Ensign, but you don't have the necessary clearance.
I understand it's above my pay grade. I'm no longer even a member of the fleet. Sometimes I wish I still was, though. Sometimes I wish I was still fighting for all that's good, all that remains. But the truth is, I don't think the fleet, not even with the greatest admiral of all time leading it, can save us now. These truly are our final days.
What else have you heard about the survivalists, Vond?
Some people think they may have been behind the shutdown, because they believed we shouldn't rely on the Omnis for anything. But they couldn't be, could they? I mean, you killed the survivalists. All of them. You vitrified those poor bastards in the glass. Well, that was the story anyway. You hear rumors every now and then about a ship carrying the last of their kind floating through space, searching for you, Admiral.
Searching for me? What for?
Payback. For what you did to their planet, to their people. I'd imagine they'd be a little sore, don't you?
Tell me more about House Kosh-Buenda.
Well, next to House Telos, they're probably the most powerful house in all of the Empire. That or House Akibara Sung. The Kashas have existed since the beginning, but it seems they never had enough power. Not for their taste, anyway. Their abhorrence for the old man was no secret. After all, he's had them and House AS under his thumb for centuries. There are rumors the Kosh has made several attempts on his life throughout the decades, though nothing's ever been proven. But yeah, he wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if House KB had something to do with the shutdown.
So remember, there are the three main houses: Telos, House Kosh, and House Akibara. Then tell me more about House Akibara Sung.
Those Akis, just like the Koshes, have wanted Oberon out of the picture for decades. They've always resented the old man for having more power than them. Hell, the Empire might be theirs if not for Oberon. You can see how that might rub those gene mods the wrong way. I've always thought that maybe they played a part, a large part even, in the shutdown. Those money grubbers wielded a tremendous amount of power. They still probably do, for that matter. No, you definitely can't rule them out as suspects. They've always thought they're so much better than the rest of us, haven't they?
I have no more questions, Ensign. Oh, did we not ask about... Oh. I think it's a Conquo. I'm going to say a Conquo. What do you know about Vice Admiral Okonkwo?
Well, you hear a couple of stories about him. One is that he was your best friend, your right-hand man. Always has been since your days at the academy together. The other is that he was very jealous of you. It said you were always Oberon's favorite, the golden one chosen to lead the Empire if Oberon ever stepped down, and that Okonkwo lived in your shadow and resented you for that. Me, I don't know which story to believe, but then again, I'm not much for gossip, you know what I mean? What I like to do instead is get drunk and hit up the space casinos. Now that's a good time. Anyway, knowing Vice Admiral Okonkwo as you do, only you know the truth there, Admiral.
Right. Only I know the truth there. I won't keep a former Imperial soldier as a prisoner. If you stay out of trouble and not steal anymore, you're free to go.
Thank you, Admiral. That's kind of you, but, you mind if I say something before I go?
Go ahead.
One thing kind of strikes me funny when I think back to the time I met you.
What's that?
You haven't aged one bit. How can that be?
That's just the darkness in here, Vond. It plays tricks on the eyes.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Well, that was some deep story there. So you see, it's not only the church, the other houses may have something to do with this. We just have to try and narrow down our suspects, you know? Okie dokie. Ooh, a rogue automated Kosh mech. And we could lose the rest of our troops right now, but 59 to 92% of available resources with turret wreckage and a secret military base. It is too good not to pass up. We'll send Mina once again. Ooh, turret wreckage right off the bat. Crap. And the mech. Unpleasant. Unfortunate. Oh dear. Alright, that wasn't as bad. Look at that monstrosity. Looks like something from Robotech. I might as well. In for a penny, in for a pound. Hey! Boomer drone. I like that. That is in our wheelhouse. Good. Would like some more fuel. That'd be preferable. Ooh. Okay, Mina took most of that hit. And we only lost one trooper. Got ourselves another boomer and... Oh, actually, excuse me, 99. 260. I like it. Now, this is going to be the last place we're going to be able to go to a shipyard or anything, so we better make it count. The rest of the church is hot on our tail.
This church beacon appears damaged, sir. Fried from an electromagnetic storm by the looks of it.
Easy scrap for the taking. This kind there is. Very cool. Alright. So we gotta, when we get to that shipyard, we're gonna have to make some tough decisions too, actually. But first... Holy crap, another...
Imperial battleship.
You again. I told you. Leave us alone.
Strange. This captain thinks he's seen our battleship before.
Sir, they're on the attack. Our own brothers and sisters. Oh, wow. Alright, so we are at a disadvantage here. What do we got? Oh, they have a lot of fighters. This is going to be interesting. Alright, well, let's get the Mark III boomers out. This could be a piercer laser and a force field generator. Oh, they have very similar gear to us. Alright, our first bit right now is just going to be taking out their fighters. See, there's that invincibility screen I was telling you about. It hits everything in a certain section too, which is interesting. Alright, all of our fighters are down. Fortunately, we got quick counterattack. Something just is about to happen. I'm not sure what that was. That noise I just heard. Mark 1 prototype. Let's go ahead and... Let's get out of the way because that one's about to blow up and explode. Now, let's go ahead and... Oh! I didn't even think of the anti-battleship artillery. Yes, please. You go ahead and just hang out right there. Summon another Mark II. This is one of the interesting fights that we're getting into right now, guys. Anything could happen. Fly through. Ooh, man, they got quick on that. We haven't even touched them. We're about to, though. Pretty severely, I would say. Did we capture that? No, we did not, I don't think. Oh yeah, they did, actually. Oh well. We definitely need to take out their squads. And we're going to send another boomer drone to try and recap what was lost there. Marked. Oh, they have a teleporter. Interesting. So it looks like that thing heals more than anything. Owie. Four. Alright, we're about to cap it. We just have to make sure that that little boomer drone holds on. 2, 1. Yeah. Alright, activated. And we are going to send out the Mark IIIs. This is why the levels, like Mark II, Mark III, is so important. And we're going to defend our new artillery. Start attacking that drone. Hull breaker laser once again. Yep. Absolutely. See, this is why the boomers are so nice. They're gonna die, but they're gonna take something with them. That's the hope anyway. And we're gonna defend. He's just gonna keep on hitting. And I think that's pretty much all she wrote. There's not a whole lot that they can do. We basically just tanked. Invisibility field projector Mark 1. You know, it's the second of our own ships that we've had to deal with. I guess it makes sense being in church space. It's like a crisis of faith. A different type of faith, of course, but...
Picking up a pre-shutdown ad on this beacon, sir.
Kosh Tech. Sleep tight knowing your enemies are about to be dead.
Alrighty. Squadrons. A fighter Mark IV Ghost, a cruiser. Risk predictive algorithm. 50-50 invents now have a 100% chance of success. The bad thing about this is we found these like near the end, which is a shame. Each damage received by your battleship will reduce your topmost weapon reload time. 1 damage, a 2% reload time reduction. Holy crap. But 10 fuel! That is what we were waiting on, was that right there. And we are not going to be able to get that other launch bay for the fighters. I don't think so. But that 15 fuel, I think, has saved our bacon. So let's go ahead and get... I like that kinetic converter. We're going to do that. We can have 2 systems up. So we need to make sure that the hull breaker is the first thing there. And then the force field generator. And the... Oh yeah, we need to show you guys what this is. Targeted units enter stealth mode. Which is cool, but not really useful for us. Every 15 seconds make one invisible. There's one of the factions that its thing is kind of like the Romulans. They're all about stealth. So you have to be super careful. Let's go ahead and sell the invisibility field projector. And we're going to use that to supplement some troops. There we go. Alrighty. Everything's good there. That was our last chance to repair and resupply. Civilian ship, sir. 12 o'clock.
An Imperial ship. Who knew we'd ever be happy to see the likes of you?
We're a group of prisoners who've escaped our prison station by building a crude junk ship.
Prisoners of the Empire? Captain, you're lucky I haven't started firing.
Yeah, we're lucky to be flying around in a homemade ship. A bunch of convicts in a post-apocalyptic galaxy. You have no idea how lucky we are.
Look, we don't want any trouble, Admiral. We know we could never beat you with our junk ship. We just want to help you and your crew. We know of a scrapper weapon around here that's unguarded. We'll tell you where it is on one condition. You give us Neo in, and, when the Empire's return to its former glory, you pardon us for our crimes. Okay, 2 conditions. I'm an Imperial Admiral, Captain, not an Imperial Judge. Okay, but you can at least put in a good word for us. So what's it gonna be? I'm not getting rid of any fuel right now. That's gonna be paramount for what we need to be doing next. Tell me, what Imperial crimes have you committed? Knowing might influence my decision. We haven't committed any crimes, Admiral. You'll find nothing but innocent men and women on this junk ship. Every last one of us was falsely imprisoned. Yeah, that's what all Imperial prisoners say. Nope. Let's go ahead and don't do the deal and arrest them. Sorry, Captain. I don't do deals with fugitives. Surrender now or face the consequences. Really? Don't tell me you believe Imperial law exists even now when the machines are down? Oh, I know it exists. I know it exists because I enforce it. I feel bad for you, Admiral, living in a fantasy world like you do. But look, I surrender. It'd be foolish not to. Besides, freedom in a galaxy that's dying isn't really my idea of freedom anyway. We'll take the beds and hot meals in your brig. And the weapon? The weapon? Funny. I forgot where the weapon is. Meh, we only have 2 spots for it anyway. I was hoping we were going to get more for that, unfortunately. But we got 14 fuel to spend. Oh. Civ transporter, sir. In bad shape by the looks of it. A good thing we found you there. This piece of junk's about to blow and take us out with it. Please, tell us about your ship. They forced us onto this clunker and sent us off. Like a bunch of animals. Not caring if we lived or died. Who did, Captain? The people of our home planet. I can't even bring myself to say its name now. When our food became scarce, they turned hostile to my kind, blaming us for our planet's troubles, as if the shutdown had nothing to do with it, saying we're all nothing but thieves and murderers. Then early one morning, they rounded us up. The Red Eyes, as they started calling us, and forced us on this dump with its Vicarelli engine. Why have they done this? For what good reason, you ask? There is none. Only because we look a little different than they do. But I guess we should have seen this coming. As soon as there's trouble, it's always the people who look different that suffer. Can you help us, Admiral? What can we do to help you? Rescue us before this overheated engine of ours blows and takes us out with it.
Better yet, a skilled pilot could get us close enough to put a cryo clamp on the outside of their engine room, Admiral. This should give us plenty of time for a rescue.
And a pilot we have. You heard the man. Put a clamp on the engine room, Lieutenant. And do it fast.
You got it, sir. I'll check back when it's done.
Oh, Kara. Time to shine.
It's done, sir. The clamp's attached. Should give Lean and his troops time to get those civs out of there before the transporter blows.
Sometime later.
Many thanks, Admiral. My thoughts turned dark when I imagined what would have happened to us had we not run into you out here. Some of us have basic training, Admiral. It was a requirement on our planet. Now, we're not well-oiled killing machines, mind you, but if you'll have us, we'll gladly put our lives on the line for you.
Hey, 4 troops. Not that we need them for anything, but that'll make Lean, maybe turn his frown upside down. Omniforge. Now, we only have 6 available upgrades here, so we have to be careful with how we spend it. My first thing I'm going to do is upgrade the Mark IIs to Mark IIIs. And that gives us 8. Alright. So... Oh, wait a minute. We got another boomer here. I guess we're going to go ahead and... 4, 5, 6. We just need one, you know. So let's do... We'll upgrade this one to Mark III. We'll upgrade one of these to... Because we only have 2 left, right? Or we could go ahead and upgrade the Mark Is to Mark IIs and have them be semi-decent. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that instead of a Mark IV. Okay. And this is it. This is all that we have room for. 16 scrap left, all but 1 upgrade. Let's see what happens here. Time to go have an audience with His Eminence.
Zenon's battleship. At last, Admiral Idaho. I've heard so much about you and your battleship. Sorry my cardinals couldn't be more hospitable. I assure you, we take our manners very seriously in the church. Which is why, before I kill you, I'm going to say a prayer for you. Put in a good word for wherever it is you're headed. An Imperial Admiral, you might be in for a nasty little surprise.
You've proven yourself an enemy of the Empire, Zenon. Surrender, or I have no choice but to destroy you. Oh, see, look at the... Oh, crap. I skipped a thing. Look, you have the people in chains behind them.
Let's get down to business. I have a sermon I want to wrap up. One on how I bravely smashed an evil Imperial battleship.
Okie doke. This is gonna be... Oh, yeah. Matter Destabilizer, Hullbreaker Laser, Executioner Laser, Engine Disruptor. So he only has 1 weapon that can directly affect the hull. So at least there's that. But this is going to be a tough fight. Everything's Mark IV. Alright. Just gotta do it to it, you know? Now, their weapons are definitely going to be what we're focusing on. Launch the boomers! Fortunately, they are just launching frigates, so... let's go ahead and do that. We only have enough for... Oh, that worked out well for us, didn't it? That's 1. See, you just gotta swarm them. Complete and utter... just domination, as much as you can. The boomers are doing so much damage when they explode. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and... Oh, we got a longbow. Let's go ahead and clear... Ouch. That's another one. The Pope ship has 4. So let's do the Hullbreaker Laser to the weapons. Good, good, good. Now, I'm going to get the rest of these boomers out. And let's go ahead and put the shield on this guy. I'll have him continually focus on the weapons. The rest of these guys, though, are going to focus primarily I see we took a little bit of a hit there. We need them to take out that longbow. Because that longbow is going to be able to do a lot of damage up close. There we are. Gonna pick us all off from afar. Okay. We're going to send these guys over here. And we have to try and maneuver our way through here. Basically have to divide and conquer. We're going to put a shield on this guy, because that's who the longbow's about to attack. The rest of our Mark III boomer drones are ready to be redeployed. Oh, it went right through the shield. That's unfortunate. So as you can see, we're in pretty good shape, all things considered. The fight with the Imperial cruiser was actually far more dangerous to us, I think. Swarm, swarm, swarm. That is the way of chaos. And all the boomers are currently out. Oh, never mind. I got another Mark II here. I guess the shield didn't get to him in time. That last go. See, they're trying their best to intercept before. Oh, got him. Oh, I didn't. That longbow can keep on firing. They're sending a frigate to actually attack our ship. So we actually may lose one of our hulls here. But during the last fight, we don't really have to worry about repairing it, so... See, like, the AI is actually very smart at times, because... Okay, here's our Zerg. Here's where we get up on the... There we are. Compartmentalized hull. Words. But we're going to send it right back at him. And all we need now is a few more boomers to hit. And we're good. They have a healer here. Oh, the regen. That explains it. Their officers healing everyone close by to them. Oh, we missed. That's why it happened. Alright. Looking good. Has 5 health left, and we're about to be able to shoot. Three, 2. There we go.
So you think you're going to save the Empire, do you? You're not going to save anything. All will still die in these clusters, I assure you.
Why? Why did you shut the Omnis down, Zenon?
Despite what you believe, I didn't.
But you had a motive. Look at how your power's grown.
Yes, well, that power has been most unexpected.
What do you mean?
When the shutdown occurred, I did not know what could have happened. I feared the end of the Church of Singularity and the end of myself as its pope. So, I adapted. I had to. It was that or lose my position and become like everyone else. Luckily, my disciples believed I was the prophet I claimed to be. They believed the Omni shut down because we had not worshipped them well enough.
Why did they believe what was so obviously a lie?
Because the truth, which was that their gods had shut down and would never turn on again, that their gods were in fact not gods, was too painful. They turned to make-believe, to fantasy, and I was happy to provide that for them. No, Admiral, I did not shut down the machines, contrary to what you've heard.
But then why have you hunted our ship in your sectors?
You are a naive one, aren't you? The preservation of power, of a kingdom. It's been nice not having Oberon breathing down my neck these last 20 years.
Then if you didn't do it, who or what did?
Let me ask you something, Admiral. Who had the most to gain from messing with Oberon's machines, Who was it who hated Oberon the most? I'll tell you. House Akibara Sung and House Kosh Buendia. No one despised Oberon more than they.
But why did they hate him?
Because the old man had them under his thumb for centuries. They dreamed of becoming as rich and powerful as House Telos, but they never could. He would never let them. Your culprit is one of them, Admiral. I'm certain. What do you want to know now, Imperial?
Tell me about the relationship the Church had with Oberon.
The relationship?
Yes.
Your Emperor founded the Church, Admiral. That was the relationship.
You lie.
Why lie when I'm so close to death? Oberon created a religion to cement the importance and permanence of the Omnis in his empire.
But why keep that a secret?
To help with the illusion that the machines truly were gods, and not just the invention of a machine invented by a man, which is what they are. Oberon needed people to believe the Omnis were holy things, so as not to question a world, an empire, a galaxy revolving around their existence. And to secure his place in the center of that empire as its immovable emperor.
Do you know anything about me, Zenon?
Only that you are Oberon's best admiral and that you died on Ganima, vitrifying the survivalists. Of course, now that I see that I was mistaken, I suppose this was just another ruse by the old man to keep his best weapon hidden. But why do you ask, Admiral? Oh, you have a touch of egomania in you too, I can see. Careful.
Did you ever believe the Omnis were gods, Zenon? Or was your belief always a lie?
Yes, when I was a young man, the Omnis were the reason I left my home planet and joined the clergy. My parents were aristocrats and House Telos with a couple of Omnis of their own. I found that so much of who you are as a young person is merely an act of rebellion against your parents. They despised the church. So I loved it. Unfortunately, at the time I started to lose my faith, I developed an insatiable hunger for power. By then, my only chance to satisfy my appetite was to rise within the ranks of the church. So I did. My greed and enjoyment of that greed far outweighing any moral unrest that I had, which, truth be told, was probably very little to begin with. Yes, Admiral. For a time I did believe, but that was a long time ago.
time has come to surrender, Zenon. Do so, and your life will be spared. I promise you.
Be that as it may, Admiral, I have no intent on surrendering. To be honest, I don't really see the point.
What do you mean?
I am dying. We all are here in these sectors, the rich, the poor, the believing, the non-believing. I would imagine it's the same in all of the clusters. Without active omnis, we're doomed. We have 10, 15 years left at most. I'd prefer to die now than spend that time in an Imperial brig, no matter how spacious it may be. Sorry, Admiral. You'll have to finish what you've started. I'm glad we won, don't get me wrong, but I kind of have mixed feelings about defeating the Pope of a religion that thinks I'm a god. Do you know what I mean, Admiral?
I'm not even going to answer that.
So, do you believe what Zenon said? That the Church of Singularity didn't shut down the Omnis after all?
I do, Machine. Zenon had no reason to lie with his death so near. No. I believe he was telling us the truth.
So we've eliminated another suspect. But now we have 2 more to add to the list. House Akibara Sung and House Kosh Buenda.
That's right. It would seem that one of these great houses shut down the Omnis, but which one? Zenon mentioned House Akibara Sung and House Kosh Buendia, but he wasn't the only one. So did Vond, the Imperial fleet veteran we arrested. Do you believe these houses may have had something to do with the shutdown machine?
The great houses, and next to House Telos, the most powerful in all of the Empire. They've existed since the dawn of the Empire, 700 years ago, but it seems they never had much power, not for their taste anyway. No, it's not unlikely they had something to do with all of this, Admiral. Jealousy and greed are highly motivating factors. Among humans, that is.
Tell me more about House Akibara Sung, Caliban.
Besides House Telos, they're probably the wealthiest house in all of the clusters. Or they were, anyway. In addition to more traditional Omni-related business pursuits, House AS invested heavily in biological and chemical engineering.
Why?
As a way to try to compete with House Telos, which, because of the positronic chip quota, had a large advantage in Omni industries. Bio and chem engineering also play a significant part in their culture, and they use it to better their intelligence and beauty. Though their standards, especially for beauty, may be considerably different from House Telos's.
What else can you tell me about the Akis?
The Akis, also as a means to add to their considerable fortune, have resorted to less legal means of commerce.
You're telling me they've broken Imperial law?
Yes, in the past, quite a bit. They frequently engaged in questionable practices, extortion and gambling being their specialties.
But why didn't Emperor Oberon stop them?
I believe he's tried, but not even Emperor Oberon has the resources to completely stop them. Our galaxy is too large.
The positronic chip. Another Omni invention, I'm guessing?
Actually, no. Your kind invented this, as incredible as that is. Specifically, Emperor Oberon. The positronic chip serves several purposes. 1, it contains the Rubicon, and 2, it dictates Omni functionality. My functions are specific to Gehenna, and such are different from the functions of other Omnis, whether they be Imperial outpost Omnis, like the Omni here, Folder Omnis, Cube Omnis, Medical Omnis, Teacher Omnis, or the hundreds of other kinds of Omnis that exist in the Empire. Lastly, the positronic chip gives Omnis quantum computing capabilities. It's what allows us to be significantly smarter than your kind. Positronic chips are produced and distributed near Elysium. Of course, that's by design, so that Oberon can closely monitor the positronic quota. Simply put, without a positronic chip, an Omni is little more than its exoframe.
Hold on, I need to check, because I think we may have heard all this. Yep. We have heard this. Alright. So we asked about Akibara Sung. We'll ask Caliban's opinion about the machines again. I guess House Akibara is our first stop. Who or what do you think most likely turned off the Omnis?
I believe a human or a group of humans is most likely behind the shutdown. Somehow they accessed all Omnis, not including me, via the FoldNet, which Gehenna is not connected to, and interfered with our programming. But as embarrassing as it might be to admit, I still do not know who accessed the Omnis, nor how, at this time.
And is this the... Yeah, we already learned about this. About the immortality machine. Well, let's try to recall an emotionally linked memory. I thought maybe what Vaughn said about the original Idaho's death might trigger something. Anything. I'm still not remembering any of my emotional memories.
As I've said before, you must be patient. Your emotional memories will return when they're ready to return. And remember, tell me as soon as they do. It's very important.
So you never heard that story about the original Idaho's death?
Not once, nor do I know the biographical information of my clones. I assume Oberon didn't want me to know.
And these are just a reminder of everything we got from Vaughn, so... I'm done asking you questions about this.
I agree. I don't think it's healthy to examine the past.
Enough chit-chat. The time has come to push on, machine. But who do we investigate first? House Akibara Sung or House Kosh Buendia? At this time, they seem equally guilty.
Based on my knowledge of the folder hub map, it will take us less time to travel to the Aki cluster. Why don't we start there?
Then it's settled. We leave as soon as we possibly can for the Aki cluster. The fate of the Empire depends on it. Let's get some of that sweet warp action. And there we go. We have unlocked the Jericho class, which according to a lot of people is apparently like one of the most popular, if not the most popular ship to take. I'm not a big fan though, but not for my style. But Chapter 2 has been completed, guys. The Church of the Singularity has fallen. And honestly, not really choked up about that, which I'm sure probably you guys aren't either. But we are going to be heading into the Aki cluster next, and actually dealing with one of the noble houses of the Empire. So we'll go ahead and start that in the next episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you liked it, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.